Hey guys, Loman02, currently drafting the cube, the Make It Yourself cube. It's the ProTour cards cube. So we've got some interesting cards here. I think Garuk looks pretty good. This pack's not that great. I think Garuk is probably the right pick. Sylvan Library is also quite powerful. Jace is fine. I think Garuk's probably the best card here other than Sylvan. I can see Sylvan being right. Or we could just pick up an aggro card. You know, I'm going to try mono red. I'm just going to give it a shot. I haven't tried the deck yet. I think it will tend to be open. Wild Slash over Searing Blaze. Or Searing Blood, rather. Searing Blaze. Different card. Plus, I think Wild Slash is a much more splashable card than Searing Blood is. Searing Blood's kind of like, you know, you're playing red if you're playing it. Kind of the same rationale with the first pack. I think Carry Zev is kind of worse than Abbot of Carol Keep. I mean, both cards have their merits, don't get me wrong. But Carry Zev is a little more of an all-in red deck wins card. And we're kind of forcing here, but I think every draft I've done like 2 or 3 of these so far. Every one I've done has kind of been open. All right, what does this thing do? It's pretty bad. Probably Obligator. Yeah, I could even get some value. I mean, I'm probably not likely to get value unless I can find like a Ancient Tomb or something like that. But it's a 3/1 haste. It's an okay-ish card. I don't know how many colorless cards there are, colorless guys there are for the Eldrazi base deck. This was actually a sideboard card in like the Red Deck Wins style deck, if I'm not mistaken. Though a few cycles of Red Deck Wins ago. Now they have Chain Whirler at 3, which is a much better card. All right, Stoke, probably Stoke. Over Arid Mesa and Arcbound Ravager, yep. So we're looking to go very heavily red. And we'll see if we get rewarded or if this deck just does not come together. I'll probably be in the queue now where someone else is trying to force it. Alright, Hordling Outburst over Chrome Box, I think so. Or Frostburn Weird. Frostburn Weird is not a bad card, but I think it's probably Hordling Outburst here. It works better with Stoke the Flames. And if we do get the Goblin Rabblemaster, that card would be pretty good with it as well. But Goblin Rabblemaster is more splashable, obviously. Frostburn Weird could wheel as well. It's kind of more of a niche card. I think it was either a sideboard card or a certain number of main deckable card in the Blue Devotion deck. All right, Char pretty easily. The 1-drops and the 2-drops are very important to this deck, so hopefully we can pick up some of those. We've not seen any yet. I mean, we picked up a Wild Slash over a playable 2-drop burn spell for removing small creatures. Alright, there is one such. And I'll pick it up here. I don't know how much we're going to wheel out of these packs. I didn't see a ton of great red cards. Well, I saw a few. Falconwrath Gorger is a solid pickup, though. I don't know if there's many cards you pick up before it in Red Deck Wins. Alright, this is just blow up an artifact, right? Probably just Detonate as a sideboard card. It is a strong sideboard option. Alright, Factory or Rakdos Guildmage. Probably Factory, actually, of all things. And actually, it also works with the Obligator pretty well. I don't like taking... I mean, I like Mistress Factory a lot in these style of decks, but you also want creatures. Like literal creatures. Although a 2/2 for 2 is not like... We're not missing that much. Alright, Searing Blood. So, I think this deck is open. The Aethersphere Harvester is also quite good. Fortunately, detonate not an instant, which would make it much stronger. This had to have been a long time ago. This was great. I'm trying to think of when this would have been played. I mean, maybe it's a sideboard card. I can't remember, like, back during the times of Moxen and stuff like that, it would have been good. And, like, when Mishra's Factory was, like, a great threat, it would have been great. But, I mean, actually, not even then, because you can't detonate instant speed. If you could detonate instant speed, like, it would be a great answer to Factory. As it was, most of the answers were white. I guess you had Crumble as well. Crumble was pretty good against artifacts, obviously. Alright, Vile Aggregate is, I guess, what we'll pick up here, although I'm not excited about it. I'm going to put it in my sideboard. I mean, it could possibly be played if we got a lot of like little colorless dudes. I mean, there's Bomat Courier. There's a Frogmite. Sure. We're going to take Basking Root Walla. No, probably Frogmite. I mean, maybe... Actually, Rudy was probably more correct than Frogmite there. Because we could go into another color. It could be green. Of note, we did not get back the Karizev. Alright, Volt Scourge is playable. Smoldering Marsh, sure. So someone else is in red, but I don't think heavily touching it. Or they took the Karizev hoping to kind of get into it and they just didn't see the cards. Alright, yep. White Weenie. Well, probably Exquisite Firecraft or Conscripts. Which one do I think is better? Conscripts is the better card, and it has a much lower chance of wheeling. I'm going to pick Conscripts up here. Despite it being a worse red deck wins card, I think overall, if I had to play a 5, I would probably play Zealous Conscripts. And if I don't get back the 3 damage for 4 burn spell, I think I'll be okay. I really want creatures, and Zealous Conscripts, I think, can do more for you than that 4 damage burn spell can. Alright, so we have Burst of Lightning, Masticore, Urza's Rage. Probably just Burst of Lightning here. Urza's Rage is very likely to wheel, and I'd probably play it. Alright, Slogger or Wasteland. Or I suppose we have Heart of Kiran as well. Probably Wasteland and try to wheel the Slogger. Strip Mine is in this set as well, so there's that to consider. Alrighty, quick pause, guys. I'm going to use the restroom right quick, and I'll be right back. Back, guys. Yeah, this is a pretty easy Chandra over not much of anything. I mean, I guess, Mimic is an early drop. Flame Slash is just fine. Flare Husk is just fine. But Chandra, well, a little more controlling is a good way to, take your opponent's attention off more important things like your creatures and also just do damage incrementally to them. Could even ramp you if that's the route we decide to go. Yeah, this deck looks fine. Vault Scourge is kind of embarrassing. I'd rather not play that, but what can you do? Another moderately interesting thing is that we do have an Obligator with 2 lands that can activate it. Alright, pretty easy conscripts here, I think. Armageddon, very powerful. We do need to get more creatures. We have 1, 2, 3, 4... this is cast a creature spell this turn, right? Yeah, it's going to be close on playing conscripts, to be honest. We definitely need to get more creatures to make it work. Alright, Covetous Dragon is interesting. Probably just a Fireball here. Yeah, I'm not excited about Fireball, but probably just a Fireball. Yeah, okay. Shard Phoenix for sideboard options, or a Karplusan Forest. Probably Shard Phoenix for the sideboard option. This does not appear to be working out very well. I think someone else is drafting this deck heavily. I think we're still going to get a playable deck, but I don't think it's going to be the best version of it. I think someone's cutting our choices pretty heavily here. Yeah, it's none of this really. I suppose Reality Smasher could be played in this deck. Yeah. And we do have the Factory in the Wasteland to cast it. Okay, Bosch. Yeah, sure. And the 4 damage burn spell did not come back. So, yeah, someone else is in the deck. Masticore, probably, over Veteran Motorist. Heart of Kiran not looking exceedingly good. Sure. Yeah. Take this thing over not much else. Gem Palm not looking great in this deck. I mean, I guess it works decent with Hordling Outburst. Suppose Metallic Mimic does work decently well with Hordling Outburst if we name Goblins. Scorch Rusalka, I think is going to be fine. We do want to just up the creature count here. On that same token, I do think that we're definitely going to play a Goblin Chain Whirler. I do think we would like to have the Dragon Fodder Wheel, but it probably will not. This is probably too ambitious. I'm just leaving it in there for now. So as far as Goblins go, it's whenever you cast it or enters. This card works well with the Hordling Outburst. I'll give it that. Alright, Arc Lightning is our pickup here. Over not much else. Oop, battery's running low, guys. Gonna take the headset off real fast and just plug back in. One moment. Alright guys, we're back. Pretty easy Galv Blast here, I think. Village Messenger, Mutavault, or Walking Ballista. You know, this is actually an interesting pick because I do think the Mutavault is pretty strong in this deck because it allows us to cast the Reality Smasher. What am I at, 24? I'm going to pick up the Vault here, actually, of all things. Okay, and then we get nothing in this pack. Endless One, I suppose. It's another colorless dude. So many colorless guys we have. We have Heart, which we can activate. We have Mistress Factory, Mutavault, Metallic Mimic, Masticore, Reality Smasher, Endless One. We could possibly play Vile Aggregate. We cut for it, though. Possibly Arc Lightning, sideboard the Arc Lightning. I mean, Splinter Twin is an I-win combo, but Jackal Pup, I think, is more so what this deck wants to be doing. I mean, I do have the Zealous Conscripts, but I think we'll just be happier with a Jackal Pup in this deck. Alright, Goblin Welder, sure. Metallic Mimic is a little bit anemic in this deck. Alright, Dragon Fodder is good. Works it with the Mimic. Probably cut this dude. I would actually like to try to play the Reality Smasher. I do think this card's fine. It's probably better as a sideboard card than as a 3-damage burn spell. It can actually be used as a burn spell as well, which is not irrelevant. But 3 for 3 is a lot of mana and a card to get that effect. Arc Lightning I think is just a little better because it can kill little things and do some damage to the opponent, etc. Memnite, yeah, sure, I'll pick it up over the Duel. Memnite could be playable in this deck too. I mean, we've got Stoke the Flames, we've got the Vile Aggregate if we want to do that. We've got the Mog Conscripts. We're at 13 critters right now. We're going to play 16, I think, in this deck. We don't really want to overdraw lands, and we don't have a way to get out of it. I guess Chandra is kind of a way to get out of overdrawing lands. And we do have a few sinks. I mean, we have the Eldrazi Obligator, the Reality Smasher, the Conscripts, but we have a ton of 1-drops, and like their power is just going to dip off so much in the mid to late game. All right, this card's, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it should still be in the pack. Path to Exile is kind of, it is card disadvantage, but it answers anything. Any creature, excepting anything with Shroud or Hexproof. But otherwise, it's pretty much good to go. Alright, well this deck looks like it's fine. I think it's going to be a fine-ish deck. I could put together a better ensemble of red cards, but yeah, I don't think we care about someone cycling a Decree of Justice and making a bunch of 1/1s 4-color control. Probably not going to happen in these cube games. Alright, add basics. 15 land, or no, we want one more land. Volt Scourge is one of my worst creatures. Actually, Heart seems like it might be kind of tough to activate. I do think we want 16 at a minimum. I mean, we have a couple utility lands as well. Oh, we're a card short now. Why does Moto keep doing this to me? Alright, well, Heart, get back in there. Save deck. Heart does fly. We have a Chandra to activate it. We have, you know, a bunch of little dudes. We have some token makers, so we should be able to get there, I think. Eldrazi Obligator activates it as well. We have some weird top end too. We have like Reality Smasher, which is a strong card. I mean, if that thing hits you once, like, it's generally going to be pretty bad for you. Unless you can block it effectively. I do think the Metallic Mimic's good enough. I mean, we have the Conscripts, the Dragon Fodder, the Hordling Outburst, the Goblin Chain Whirler. I mean, it's going to name goblins like 90% of the time unless we know we're playing something else that we need a +1/+1 counter on. I mean, I guess I could see it naming Eldrazi in some situations. Alright, this is a keep. The other good thing about this deck is, or the other good thing about Mogg Conscripts is that it can help activate a Heart of Kirin. Alright, Conscripts, go. Manadork, go. Nothing, go. We'll give it Burst Lightning in case they have like a 2-drop that we really want to burst. If they have like Sylvan Caryatid, I guess we just got had. We can also activate a Heart coming up here pretty soon. Okay. Chances of blocking this are pretty much negligible. So I'll get in there. Has Death Touch. For some reason it's written on the bottom. If they play Imperious Perfect, I'll just Wild Slash it here. So they're playing an Elves list of some sort. Alright, Swamp. Okay. Getting in there anyways. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. The only way it does not is if I draw another creature that's big enough to activate the Heart, but we did not. Well, I don't have any other relevant plays. I'm going to save the Burst Lightning to either remove something or to save up to get to 4 damage with it, because 4 should be pretty good. Well, they are at an odd number of life, so I do want to get another attack in with the Volt Scourge to kind of even their life total out here. Okay, they already played their land though, right? Alright, we have them in a virtual one right now. But we have kind of flooded out here, which is unfortunate. I'm probably just going to bolt their face. I mean, they can cast a 6-drop here, which is could be bad news bears, but... Alright, I'm going to take bait here. I will take the bait. That may have been foolish of me. I mean, but if they have like a Berserk or there's like some sort of like other like multiple pump spells, then I could be in shrubs. Alright, Strip Mine doesn't really do all that much. I mean, it just blows up my Wasteland, which is fine. I mean, or it blows up, I guess, one of my mountains is fine too, actually. I mean, it probably blows up a mountain, never mind. Probably not going to try to blow up a Wasteland here. Okay, that blows up the Wasteland, alright. Cool. Well, what else you got? Okay, nothing else. Alright, well, more land. Well, we still have a lot of live draws, but we're not really seeing them right now. Drawing a lot of land this game, but that's the life of red deck wins, right? I feel like they've kind of... I mean, they've been paid off for attacking every single turn, and at this point they probably still should. I mean, like, the thing is, like, how long is it going to be until I just draw a creature and Mog Fanatics, or Mog Conscripts attacks you? Probably not exceedingly long. Okay, Elves, cool. I'm just going to attack with one of these and keep the Elvish Mystic back. They giant growth there, like, very aggressively, so I think they probably do have something that they can use to try to kill me here. And at some point, I'm not going to draw lands anymore, but that point is obviously not now. And if they just slam a big thing, then that's cool, too. Alright, well, what do you got? Like Corrupt or something? Corrupt would be good. Drain life, okay. Chain Whirler would be like one of the better draws, too. Well, we just can't stop drawing lands here. It's almost as if our deck was stacked with lands. This has been a miserable draw, guys. Pretty abysmal. Alright, we're going to tie it down to 5. Cool. Okay, Arc Lightning. Finally drew a card. Unfortunately, not a creature card to kill them this turn, but hey, what can you do? Oh, what else have you got? Nothing else. Alright, this. Alright, we're just done. Well, that was a very bizarre draw. I don't feel like that should have won most of the time, but it did get there. I mean, 16 lands is right, I think, with this deck. We just drew very badly. Anyways, I'm going to resub. We'll see what they've got they can use to sideboard against me. They have a Drain Life in their deck. That's very interesting. I'm going to keep this. If we drew like last time, it'll work out very well. But this is a keepable hand. I mean, it's got some things and some stuff going on. You can remove early Mana Dorks, have a Jackal Pup to get my aggro on, Berserker, I suppose, for the same effect. Have manlands for days, so Pup go. Cobra. Nope, just Farseek. Cool. I think we're just going to play out this thing. I do kind of want to leave up removal on their turn for efficiency's sake. But I also want to get down a threat. I mean, if they have like an infest or something, yeah, we just lose our butts. Okay. Well, it's a card. Just strip mine me. Okay. And go on ahead. They are low on cards at this point, but they are up on mana, so they could still get us here. Alright, this. And if they want to block either of these, I think I'm fine with that. Oh, they're just going to take. I kind of figured they were short on mana. Him would be savage. Alright, just a metallic mimic. Do another elf. Alright, they're going to attack back. Cool. Now they're getting pretty low on life. I think they probably need to be a little more concerned. Alright, they finally stay back. Alright, we're just going to blow this thing up. Alright, they're just done. I was going to say, I'm going to blow that thing up and then activate my man lands and probably kill them. Alright, well, first round went well. I mean, I don't think my opponent's deck was anything special. No offense to them. I mean, they were trying to play elves, which I don't think is that supported. But I could be wrong. I mean, they had some elves, but none of them seemed great. And hopefully get a game here relatively soon. Kind of interesting to see the power disparity between cards that were great at certain times and not, and others at other times. Alright. Well, yes, we will play first. Yeah. We're going to keep this hand. It's actually a great hand. I mean, it goes turn 1, conscripts. Turn 2, metallic mimic, naming goblins. Into Hordling Outburst. This is a very good curve. And it's going to make a bunch of dudes, unless the mimic gets blown up. Okay. Alright, get in there, you. Okay. Hordling Outburst. They want to block with their Fyndhorn Elves. I think I'm cool with that. I don't really have a lot more goblins in the deck. And if they don't, I'll get the damage in. They could have like a Earthquake or something too. Okay, Baneslayer Angel is pretty good against this. And we're going to need to find an answer to it. But Baneslayer pretty much showstops this entire plan. I felt pretty good up until this point. Alright, this card's not any good against us, really. Alright, Sylvan Advocate. Other than Baneslayer Angel, the game's going good, but Baneslayer is going to just annihilate us. What do I have to deal with Baneslayer? Not much. They have to be a little leery of me casting Burn on it. Alright, yep. They determine it's probably better just to wait. Alright, they are getting in this turn. Yep, that's correct. Either means they have removal in hand, or, you know, it means they just are fine losing the Angel. The problem is, I mean, I have to burn it off at instant speed. Like, I don't have a first striker in the air, so I'm probably just going to lose to this thing. Alright. Most of their cards do not look that good versus me, but, like, the Baneslayer just looks like a horrific beating. Alright, that looks like a horrific beating, too. What do they... They tap down something? They could blow up a creature, too. Maybe the Metallic Mimic. Okay. This is where we wish you had a combo kill in the deck, because if you could top deck that, it's just a win. Yep. Alright, Wild Slash is the first piece of the puzzle. Their mana is a little more hopeful, so possibly we can get them on that. Yep, go down to 10. Now I need to draw like Arc Lightning or something along those lines. That's what I should be attacking. Alright, Masticore. This card could possibly grind them out. Alright, well, at a minimum, I'm not discarding my card. So if I draw well, I could possibly live. Let's see what we get. Char would be a godsend. Okay, gets through. So we're forced block next turn. Alright, well, can we draw out of this? We need like a Chandra probably at this point. Have another big like life linking thing. Oh, that thing's really horrible for us. At a minimum, we can fly over the top of it. Scourge is probably too low to go, so okay, Visionary, cool. Okay, cool. Oh, we're going to block this thing. Alright, what do we have here? Another bomb. Gideon Jura? That would just be game over. I'd probably just concede there. Okay. Okie doke. Well, oh no, we're still dead, right? Oh, it doesn't matter. And we are dead, right? Yep, just dead. Go ahead and concede game. Can't win there. Kind of, yeah, gassed out a little bit at the end there. So, Planeswalkers. File aggregate, probably not. Detonate, no. I think we just have to rejam, guys. I mean, Fireball would have been decent-ish there. I think we just rejam, to be honest, and kind of hope for the best. Ugh. I had to mull that. That was just too bad. We're going to keep this. It's dicey, but we really need to land on top. Really want to land. But against Naya mid-range, I think we're probably in a lot of trouble. Like, Baneslayer Angel is just a beast against our deck. I mean, it just single-handedly beat us there, I think. Gained a lot of life off of it. Unfortunately, I don't have a good answer to a card like that. I'm going to keep this. We're going to bottom that. And we're going to play out Conscripts and hope. Okay, Scoop Mob. Scoop Mob, not really a card that scares me here. Well, not yet, at least. Takes a while to get that thing going. Okay, Farseek. 5 or more is the rule with it, so it could work out. Okay, go ahead, my friend. Okay, Morph. I feel like that's probably Exalted Angel. Let's see what it was. It was Exalted Angel. Alright, take 6 if you like. Question becomes, do they have the Angel? If they have the Angel, I'm in a lot of trouble here. But I do think I blow up Orin Viper here. Then activate Heart of Kira and put them to 8. Okay. Wow. All right, got there. Woo. That was tight. So they have a lot of hate against our deck. All right, here goes nothing. I mean, I think we played that as smoothly as we could. This is a very keepable hand. We'll go turn 1, Lightning Berserker. Okay, Elves. Okay, go. Okay, go ahead and Farseek. See if I can pass this damage through. Alright, Baneslayer Angel. If it's Baneslayer Angel go, I'm in a lot of trouble here. Alright, at minimum it's just library. Alright, yep. I think we have to save the Burst Lightning just in case I have to 2-for-1 myself. Okay. Okay. Well, the hope was to get a block there. They got a 2-for-1 though, a nice little neat 2-for-1. And if we hit a land, we can Chandra Burst Lightning a Baneslayer, which is kind of what we're going to hope to hit if they do drop a Baneslayer here. Okay, Voice of Resurgence, cool. Knight of the Reliquary, cool. Well, if we just fade a draw step here... Alright, they drew. Cool. Scoot Mob, cool. Scoop Mob's going to get big here. Can we do it? Wow. All right. Didn't have a lot coming up, but Chandra was a big game there. I feel like we got very lucky to win that game. But, you know, you have to in bad matchups. Naya should be a pretty bad matchup. I mean, beating an Exalted Angel plus a Baneslayer Angel deck. Pretty lucky. Plus, Scorch Rusalka was gonna, or Rusalka, or whatever that thing's called, Scorch thing, is gonna allow us to do a lot of damage to our opponent, kind of out of nowhere. And the Searing Blood was obviously very good against Knight. I mean, being able to kill Knight before it gets into or becomes a problem is huge. Alright, well, hopefully a blue-based deck. I think that's what our deck's going to be best against. This hand is basically all burn. I'm going to keep it, but I'm not a huge fan. Not in a rush here. If they want to target this thing with something, then we can just throw it at them. Alright, well, they kept evidently a greedier hand. Go ahead and counter this if you like. I think I want to wait for them to tap out to play the Chain Whirler. They can attempt to Curse Scroll here. I know they targeted themselves, but I'm still going to kill that thing before it blocks. And they're very close to dead now. They have to deal with a pretty commanding board lead. So they're Grixis of some sort. Which I think will tend to mean we are advantaged. Alright, cool. Detonate, interesting. Let's see more of their deck. Feels like a good matchup for us, though. Grixis will tend to struggle very hard with decks like this, just red deck wins. I mean, Masticore may be bad against them, though. Just bouncing a Masticore is pretty rough. I mean, what would I rather have? I mean, probably not much. I mean, we'll see more of the deck. Maybe they have artifacts, and Detonate's fine. Goblin Welder, I could randomly put in just to attack. That'd be hilarious. This hand's good. This is a very keepable hand. I mean, it's got some good late game potential. It's got Eldrazi Obligator. It's got the Mishra's Factory for attacking early. Alright, yeah, I'm going to throw my Chain Whirler off curve, but I don't think Chain Whirler's that great against them. If you have Doomblade or something cool. Alright, yep, that's fine. Alright, go ahead and counterspell this. Cool by me. Nope, no counterspell, okay. Yep. Okay, Sulphurous Springs. You know, Blazing Spectre. Alright, Kalitas, that could be a problem. Alright, what else have you got, my friend? Get in for 5. Say go. Well, they could bring back Kalitas. Kalitas is the most enticing, I think, and if they do that, they just lose the game, because I'll just burst lightning them out. Could also Chain Whirler to kill the Abbot, and leave some amount of mana up. I think Kalitas is the most enticing, though. That's like how they come back from behind. Could even see them doing that at instant speed. Okay. Okay, well, do they have a counterspell? Alright, do you have a hard counter? Nope. Okay, well, cool. So we managed to go 3-0 in this run with Red Deck wins. I don't think it was the best build of Red Deck wins, but it was a build of Red Deck wins, and I got to kind of highlight some cool cards, like Scorched Rusalka was pretty sweet in the deck. Kind of got to fulfill a role like, what is it called? A card I think is also in this cube, Mortar Pod. In the deck and kind of threaten that. But, you know, Burn tends to be good against Grixis, not good against Naya, but managed to pull that one through, and then, you know, decent against other kind of control decks. So, you know, pretty simple deck. I think we forced, so we didn't draft exceedingly well. We kind of forced there, but we ended up getting there regardless, and I hope you guys enjoyed the cubing experience in this ProTour Phantom Swiss League cube. So take care now, and if you haven't tried the cube out yet, give it a shot. Pretty fun. Not as powerful as like the Legacy or the Vintage Cube. I think those are just really well-tuned machines. This one's just more of like a pile of good cards from history, and there is vast power difference. I mean, as you saw from cards like Mog Conscripts to cards like Chandra, Torch of Defiance, cards have changed a bit over time. Alright guys, enjoy, and take care now.